Hey everybody, and welcome to the second stream of how to make an animation short for free. How's everybody doing? Let me just double check my audio for a sec. There we go. That should be better. All right. Hey everybody, how you doing? We're streaming, we're live, that's good. It's always exciting when you're trying to stream and it's not working. But here you go. Everything seems to be working. Alrighty, let's do this. Okay, so last time we actually ended up with a rough animatic, let's say over a 2-minute short, already breaking one of our rules of having it only 1 minute long, but it's fine. We'll see how far we get. So let's recheck this. With our lovely tree. Oops. Our kid running up the tree. Alright. Pulling down his hoodie. Sitting down at the tree. Now we know the rest. Let's just recap for a second. And then he hears something whining. It's a little doggo. And he's like, oh, hello little doggo. And touches the dog. Well, the characters are both silent. I mean, the dog is barks, but we don't want any dialogue. Which makes a couple of things a bit easier, I guess. Wakes up, this is the second scene, same set, back at the tree. He looks up from under the leaves, and it's still thundering, so he doesn't dare to go outside of the tree. He's hungry, he splashes on him, and he sees like, oh, water droplets, that can, like, yeah, fix his hunger. He tries to catch the water drops, but it doesn't work. Already here we see something strange happening. So he falls down. He comes up, turns around. He goes to the dog. Comes close to the dog wakes up, crawls at him. Kid doesn't know what's happening, but he sees that the dog is cold, so gives him a jacket. And the dog cuddles up. So the kid is happy he helped him. Got a character definition. He drinks, and there his hunger is fixed. He goes back to sleep, but now without his jacket, he's cold, of course. The dog wakes up this time, hearing somebody whine. He's on the floor, being cold. There's some wind passing by. Dog comes over, puts the jacket on him so he gets warm, and cuddles next to him so they both have warmth now. So the sun rises, they both wake up, they're happy together, and they both run off. Nice. Alright. So, alrighty ID. Let's see here. The first next thing we will do is kind of go over everything we need and every task we have to do, so that we get a good idea of what is still in front of us, what tasks we have to do first, and then move on to actually doing that stuff. So what I'm actually gonna do is get a Google Sheet over here and call this animation plan. So we have a couple of tasks. So first we need to block the set. Then let's make block versions of our characters. And then let's do the layout of the block. So these 3 steps we will do to actually get a better idea of the cut lengths, the framing of the camera. This will be some work. So let's give this a color. Let's make this light blue. All right. Here we go. Second thing is, let's see here. Yeah, so we're gonna make a subcategory here for the boy, and we want to first find some reference for the design, then actually design him, then model him. I'm not sure if we need to sculpt, and I guess if we're going to sculpt him, we're gonna sculpt on the model just to add some details, so we can add sculpt. Then we need to rig him. We need to let's think here. After ring, oh yeah, shading. Let's call it shading and texturing. It's a little longer. And then I wanna do an animation test. So let's just have him walk around and see if it works. Yeah, with what we set up. So of course, we're gonna have to need to do the same for dog. So we have the dog here, and just paste it there. So this step, we'll be making our characters. It's pretty important. And we have our set. We're just gonna model the set in one go because it's just a hill with a tree on it. But one thing we might need actually is a backdrop. So first we have a block of the set. So we're just gonna model, sculpt. Maybe we're gonna sculpt the tree a bit. Then for the leaves, we actually are gonna have to set up a particle system. So fir tree. The reason I do not add this to the dog is because I want to avoid having fur on the dog, because it's just gonna be technically a bit too time consuming, and I think it's gonna be nice looking if we figure out some nice simple style to apply to it. Are we still online, by the way? Yes, we are. Good. Just checking from time to time. So what else do we need? So we also need rigging, I guess, maybe to move the tree a bit, shading and texturing, and we don't need an animation test. But what we do need is then the light setup. We're gonna have the night rain, we're gonna have the night thunder, and we're gonna have the sunrise. So by actually setting these up, we can already do some test shots and see if the set looks nice. And then we can just use these lighting setups for our shots. Let's see here. What else do we need? And then we need to do some, actually, yeah, I'm gonna add this as a task so we don't forget it. But shot file creation. So all the rest, each asset, like the boy, the dog, let's just put in different colors so it's clear. The set, you're gonna be 3 different files with references. So we're just gonna link them into our, set, into our shots. So we need shot file creation. I'm gonna make this green. Let's see here. So then we have our shots, and then it's a matter of animating. So then we do basic layout first, then we block animation. This will be per shot after we know how many shots. Like we do, we'll be doing a breakdown at some point where we decide how many shots we have after we blocked the layout. And it might still be that some things will change from the storyboard and the animatic. Let's see here, block animation, then refine animation. So we're gonna make The animation nice. These will just be the poses, the block, and then the refine will be tweening everything. And we have some technical animation that will be like our cloth simulation, our yeah, that we need to put over the dog. Maybe some grass that is running around. Yeah, that's also something else for tree. We also need fur hill for the grass, because I think the characters will be stylistic, but I think it will be nice to have some actual grass there. And also rain animations. That's gonna be pretty well. We'll have to do some R&D to how that looks, how we can display it the nicest way. Let's see here. Maybe another thing we can add here to the first steps is already get a mood board going. Yeah. It's rain animation. We might do the rain animation after lighting. So these ones are animation steps. We're gonna make them like dark green, I guess. And we're gonna do lighting and compositing. Although, I want to keep things as much as in lighting as possible and have our final look in either Eevee or Cycles. I'm undecided, but I might do things in Eevee actually. Just to have a fancy animation in Eevee. So we have direct feedback and it doesn't butch up the stream or anything. So we're just gonna do as much as possible in lighting. And we'll do some like post-processing effects within Eevee on the go. And then we're gonna do our rain animation so it fits the lighting nice. So do we have some other effects? I don't think so, right? Oh yeah, wait. The in the technical animation we'll have to do the fluid animation of the cup as well. So I might actually make this a... Oh. Let's see here. So it is the cloud simulation and the fluid cup. Although I don't know if we have to do a lot of yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the block out goes. If we need like full simulation or we just can fake it up a little bit. Let's see here. Also, let's go here and just gonna go. How can I share the stream, by the way? I want to let my mom know that I'm streaming. So if I go to YouTube, which keeps signing me out every time I start streaming for some reason. It's just called Bandite Livestream. That's so weird. I actually change it for a second. Let's do some technical things. Oof. Stream number 2. Yeah, I need to fix this beforehand. There we go. How do I save this now? Is this, your changes were not saved. You're currently not signed in. Okay. Oh man, YouTube always acts so weird once I start to stream. It's somehow OBS and YouTube not being the best of friends. Live stream now. So I go to my live dashboard. Yeah, I'm still live. Okay, and now I just wanna copy and paste. There we go. Number 2. So he did take the thing from OBS, but the changes were not saved. Please try. Oh. That is a shame. I'll have to change it before next time I start streaming. No hassle though. So, if I go in here now, and I go... Let's get some viewers in here, right? Alright. Okay. That's also pretty on Twitter. If I'm logged into Twitter, am I? Alright. Let's now become a course in. Okay, tweeting. New message. No, I don't want to send a new message. Alright, there we go. Alrighty. So, back to our task list. So we have the rain animation. Another thing we need is sound. So I'm just gonna add it here. We might already add some sounds in the middle just to have our cues ready, but that'll come in handy with animation. So I'm just gonna add insert, where is it? Checkbox. There we go. Now we have a to-do list. Normally I would sign this up with dependencies, but since I'm working on this alone, I just have to do one thing at a time. Alrighty. Let's go back to Blender. Yes. Yes. Here we go. So, first thing we want to do is block this set. So we already have our drawing here. So we're now going to try I'm going to call this collection storyboard. Yes. And I'm going to disable it. Yes, because I just want to block the scene now. So we're just going to make a hill. Let's see here. Let's use a cube. Press Alt G to put it in the middle. Okay, and then let's cut down the bottom. Let's make this a lot bigger. Let's make this solid. A bit of. Let's see here. Is that enough? Put a tree. I want this to be a nice hill. Go like this. Actually expand a little bit in the distance. But the cartoonier the tree, the nicer I think it's gonna be. That rhymed. Wasn't even my intention. Shade smooth. That looks like a hill. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now let's make a block for our tree. So yeah. So one thing I need to already decide, I think, because it's gonna decide the shape of the tree a lot, is what kind of tree. So types of tree. I was thinking about like looking into definitions of trees. What they mean and stuff, but I think I first have to check which trees. Ooh, oh, that's a creepy tree. What is this called? A banyan tree. Wow, it's a very oriental tree. It's okay. Tree. School tree. What is this tree called? This is a very beautiful tree. The Aubrey Day Blanc. Thanks for the quaking aspen. That's the tree. That's not the tree I just saw. Are you saying? Or am I looking? Oh no, I'm looking wrong. Okay. What is that first one called though? Oak tree. Or this is a simple oak tree. Yeah, I know I'm currently on my other page, but I'm going back to Blender now. So I'm just gonna make it an oak tree because it seems like the most straightforward type of tree. So I'm gonna go on Pixabay. I need to be careful about copyright stuff and such. So I'm gonna type in oak tree. Let's see if I find, yeah, this one. I mean, this one will serve its purpose well. So I'm just gonna go onto my desktop and, well, Blender, where are you at? There you go. So I'm just gonna kind of see how I want my tree here and then just pluck it out. This is, oh yeah, this is an empty image and it's okay. It's not a plane anymore. Can I still convert it to a plane? Convert to box? Oh, okay, never mind. But this will do. So we're gonna go into mesh, cylinder. Props to Pixabay for providing this image. I'm not gonna hassle too much with how many edges I need and stuff. Let's see here. Wireframe. So let's go. Let's just follow it straight like it is in the picture. So I'm using Control B to actually get some pebbles in there. So now I'm gonna put in the branches separately. So I'm gonna go like this, like this. Okay. I'm gonna put in some. Let's. I'm just blocking it out, so I'm not being too hassled about its 3D shape at the moment. So I'm just gonna go like this. I get some idea of the main branches ladder, right? This is a nifty trick, by the way. If you press Alt S, then you can actually. So if you use proportional editing in line with pressing Alt S, which is instead of just scaling it, you're just shrinking or flattening it. You can actually quite easily make branches like this. Yeah, and I'm just gonna. Oh. I'm just gonna rotate this one, put it here, rotate one again. I'm gonna move into 3D, like this, right? Okay, that'll do. This is for a block out. So I'm looking at other oak trees at the moment, and now I'm trying to decide what shape the leaves should be. So I kind of want to have them hanging. So let's see here. Let's also make it a cube. Oh wait, let's not. Let's add a cube separately. Okay. I'm just gonna do this. I think. Yeah. If I go to solid view, it starts to look like a tree. I'm just gonna go add some more here. Just gonna randomly, so I get an idea of the tree. So I want to see that some branches really go out of there. So I'm just gonna try and emulate that. Oh, like this, and maybe also one going all the way here. Oh, there we go. This might be a little bit too out there. And then we can go in here and make smaller ones over here. Let's go to top view. Let's just also randomly place these around. I'm basically sketching in 3D at the moment, so I'm gonna delete our oak tree here. So if you now look from the front view, if you put a camera here. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to make a collection for this. So I'm gonna press M. I have M, you have to have an active object, new collection, and let's call this block. Yes. We now have this in our block, and I'm gonna enable my storyboard and gonna move my camera over here. So we can actually select our camera. Let's go in here. I can zoom in, so 90 millimeters. Let's place it in the center. Let's go Wes Anderson on it. Yeah, a little bit more weight here. Then our screen weight is a little bit more evened out. I don't like how the hill is going. Ooh. The hill to be a little bit more evened out. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. So I'm gonna shade everything smooth. Gonna add everything to main tree. Doesn't really matter. Just for blocking. Just for blocking. Let's parent this. Let's move it up a little bit. Oh god, we missed two. Join them. And then let's see if I missed anything else. No. And then there we have our first shot blocked, basically. So yeah. Now we want to be a bit more in detail. So we have a camera here, so I want to keep front to front, right? So that means when the kid arrives, he arrives here. So what I'm gonna do is just very simple. Make a dent here. Let's also make this dent in here and stuff. Yeah, like this. Where he will sleep. I think even like put this more in front, so in the end shots you can actually see him. So the best way of like blocking your shots is actually blocking your set is like keep in mind all the shots in your animatic. The most important one is that you see him in the morning, so this makes sense because then the kid is here and the dog can run up over the hill to him. So yeah, and on the other side there's the dog, but the dog should not be visible in the first shot, and the kid just runs around here. So this could be a branch. So let's just go in here and make a smaller indent. There we go. And that will be where the dog is. So the kid runs up here and he looks around and the dog is here. That he can splash around here, and then if he moves here and he looks at the dog, he can come to the dog. Yeah, that's nice. So I think we have a full block. So let's save this as a new file. So I'm gonna call this 01 as being the first step, so everything is right on order. I'm gonna call this set hill block 01. There we go. All right. So go to our checklist, block the set, done. Block of the characters. Actually, now that I come to think of it, is there a use of blocking the characters before I have a good idea of the design? So let's find some reference. Yeah, so let's put our mood board up here, and we're actually now gonna check what style we want to go and what our characters are gonna be like. So I use another free software for that called Pure Ref. So it will pop up here in a second. Somewhere. I'm not seeing it. I'm going blind. Where is it? Hello? I need to maximize. Yeah, there it is. So it's basically a grayed out with window where we can just click and drag images from. So let's go to Pinterest. And yeah, this is basically going to be our mood board. So we don't want anything like too specific 3D wise on here. What is happening with PureRef? It's acting crazy. I cannot. Yeah, there we go. I would just work with free images, but since we're just using it for inspiration, it's okay. It's for educational purposes. Yes. Okay. First I wanna yeah, I'm just gonna go rain design. Let's see here what we find. Let's go rain tree. Maybe I'll already find something a bit more specific. Yeah, it's a bit too green. Rain night. Storm. I don't know. Ooh. And we all have our first image. It's a bit. So let's go in here. You can actually change some modes and some settings over here. Colors. And I'm gonna put the master opacity to full so you can see what we're doing. So I have some nice colors in here. I'm looking for stuff that looks dangerous, and I mean there are things like having these colors, but I think that's a bit too ominous. What's our rain tree? Let's go in here. Let's see here. This is something nice to it. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit more space. We don't want to spend too much time on this, so but let's have a pretty good idea of what we're doing by 2. Oh, my time, so that's 23 minutes to get a mood board going. Yeah, pretty hard to find something. So, lonely tree. Maybe I'm gonna just. This is something, I guess. It's a second. I want to give credit to the artist who made this, but it's just from a wallpaper website, and knowing those without naming this one in specific, but knowing those, they steal a lot of art, which is kind of sad. Come to think of it, like I did say it, but I didn't add it. It's like, oops. In here, we want to keep. We also want to have a backdrop, right? With clouds. So that's not going to be easy, because if we want to have thunder, we have like a shot where we see the thunder in the clouds. So that's going to be fun. We'll find some way to cheat it. Man, this is harder than I thought. Okay, I'm just gonna go character design rain. Yeah, looking up rain character design, our sweet Julian Kaspar's images came up here. Yeah, I actually might keep this for now for the character design. I'm just gonna put it in a little corner here. Still just looking for. Maybe I should find some concept art. You want to be careful because, like, I also used to in my mood boards just sling everything in there, right? Inspiration, like, oh, this looks awesome, this looks awesome, this looks awesome. But you want to select your images very specific, like very carefully. Here, maybe like the clouds a bit. I'm gonna hide the rest. Tree on a hill during night. I'm gonna be very specific now. I found a lot of pictures of women for some reason. Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking for. This is a very nice image. Very nice colors. I mean, I don't need the stars, but like the colors on the grass will be a nice reference for the lighting and stuff. So I'm just gonna look up a stylized tree now, just to find some idea of what level of detail. And here I already find something nice. This is by Ben Lewis, by the way. But there's a very nice amount of detail on the tree, like just enough to have a stylized view. So let's see, and then let's get some of his design here. Yeah, he's a very nice sculptor and stuff. So now I'm just browsing through trees, get an idea. So this is an image by Rocky Martinez, and I think it complements nice, like the detail in the tree, like a little bit more cubic, a little bit more stylized details in there. So that's nice. And I think I'm gonna add one more for the tree. And that's from the Tumblr account Grand Minimus. I'm trying to give credit here to everybody, so everybody's happy. I'm just gonna put this here, doesn't really matter. Alright, I'm gonna put this here. The tree down here, we have the night down here. It's something like a sunrise tree, like some color reference. Sunrise 3D animation. Okay. Sunrise. Let's just look for sunrise. I'm looking things lit by sunrise. Sunrise face. No, that's apparently something to do with makeup. Sunrise face reference. Those people making nice reference. Sunrise reference. Ooh, oh, I know where this is from. Yeah, sorry that I'm looking at my other screen at the moment. I don't want to rush by 500 pictures without giving credit. Good morning, Linus GFX. How you doing? Oh yeah, okay. Let's use this. This is for Dan Petty's Epicurance project by Dribble, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, by the way, we're not going to use these images in our final piece, just using them as reference. This will be nice for like the sunset and stuff. Just having some reference of where to go. All right. Now we need some character reference. So the first thing I'm gonna look up is is of course the masters of 3D animation. That's Pixar. Or dare I say, used to be masters. No. I think like for all the criticism you can give to Pixar, I think if you want to see a new 3D animated movie that is still great, I think Pixar is still your safest bet. I would love to see some indie studios now that 3D animation became a lot easier and a lot more accessible. Like the Nexus thing that they made in Blender. More such things to come up. So let's just go for Pixar Boy. No, that's not gonna do the trick, is it now? So we're gonna just do boy character reference. So wait, what's the what's the Georgie, right? The name of the boy in It. Georgie It. I like his outfit and his color scheme in that. And I think I just found the perfect image for that. This is super sad. Oh, that is so well done. That's by Jenna Gray. Holy, like my compliments. Nice. I might use another picture though, by Jun Chiu, where the colors are a bit lighter. That's actually very nice. I don't know if like you could make a horror movie in this style. I think, yeah, it's, man, there's so much great fan art of it's amazing. So I already can kind of use this as a reference for the body and such. Let's see here, stylized boy character. Something a little babies. Now currently it is still a boy, but I'm wondering if I do not want to start a gender discussion here, but let's see here. What is a good boy in a Pixar movie? Like Brave has these these small brothers, right? The triplets. Just find a kid instead of boy, maybe. Oh, this is something nice. This is by... Oof, I actually don't know. It doesn't credit the artist, which is a shame. Well, Nikki the Bucker saved it to Pinterest, but not sure if she's the original, the OG artist. But you'll not get too distracted by it. So at 2 o'clock we're gonna start modeling some of the stuff, so I might already start looking for dog stylized design. I even don't know what kind of dog you want, but I kind of liked the way we drew the dog in the storyboard at some point, which was a bit foxy, I guess. I like him here. So let's see here. Is it Shibu? Just scroll through some designed dogs. Oh no, I already might have something nice. Here we go. We might simplify. This is by this autograph. It doesn't say anything else. 65.media.tumblr.com, but that's just the media. Let's see if I... Some Chiakai, I think. If it's the same. It looks like the same. But it's a nice design. Ew. This is... It's from a Disney movie, but I don't know which one at the moment. And these are expression designs by Jeff Turley, I think. Or for Jeff Turley. Might be wrong. But it's nice that he doesn't have too much fur, and you still see it's a dog, and it's a nice dog. And I really like how they did the texture. I think this is 3D. I'm assuming this is 3D. It looks really nice. The colors as well. Okay. Alright. I think we have enough to already kind of block out our characters, right? So, what I am gonna do is save this file. I'm gonna open up another instance of Blender. Waiting for Blender to start. Alright, there we go. Let's delete that default cube. Let's already save this as 02 character blocks 01. So for each new file I make in the order, like before we start with the shots, because the shots we're gonna put like we're gonna give a shot code and stuff, and all that shebang. Now I'm just gonna use this reference to kind of get an idea of how we want our characters. So we're gonna first draw a little bit more. So we're gonna do 2D full canvas. I'm gonna add a grease pencil, blank. And I'm just gonna go into draw mode. And I'm just gonna put this over here. And get a good idea of the reference. I'm gonna grab my tablet and now it's drawing time. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat of somebody. Hi, Julie. How you doing? Yeah, so we're gonna check. Gonna have a head. Oh god. We're gonna proportion it the same way, right? So I'm gonna put it a bit closer. So we're gonna have our body here. Then I have pretty straightforward. That's tiny feet. I'm not sure if I want to give them the same boots though. So long arms. So the big hat really emphasizes the fact that it's a small boy. Oh, come on. It's like this maybe. And I'm just gonna use this to kind of get things a little bit more correct. There we go. And then if we go back into draw mode, and we want our dog exactly half the size, but also a big head, so we can really define its facial features. Let's see to our reference. So if this is this kind of dog, somebody can help me with. Yeah, it was a pretty scary movie. I was gonna check something because. Oh, okay. So. Huh. Right. It was a pretty scary movie, yeah. I also might. This might be the front view, right? But the front view is gonna be pretty straightforward. Like, it's gonna be like. So look angry. Give him something more. It doesn't look as angry. But I'm also gonna give him a side view because kinda have to. Oof, what am I doing? I'm gonna keep in front view, or this stuff happens. But I should put this to front, right? Yeah, okay. So I want to draw the ears over here. I think I already bought some stuff. Oh god, I love Blender Grease Pencil. It's so easy to adjust some things. And it kind of looks like he has some like this. Just maybe a little bit more rectangular. There we go. And a little bit more foxy ears. Let's see here. Let's not make his body too big, right? We kind of want to. Something like this. So his neck is gonna be a little bit thinner. Oh, not too thin. It's just. Well, I might make him a little bit smaller though. Well, keeping in mind that this is. Or just maybe his head a little bit bigger. There, so it looks more like a pupper. And then his tail comes here. I don't know why it's just only start drawing the tail. So I think his tail will come here actually. And just fill in the gaps. Let's just fill in the gaps. There we go. I don't want to design him fully, but I kind of want to have an idea on how he looks. And I can't, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give him big ears. And big anime eyes. Oof, looks scary. Like a little bit smaller. This. I just bought a course on Udemy, not sponsored by the way, to actually learn some character art. So that might improve in the future. Hey Mega Noob, how you doing? And just have some scruffy hair on his head. There we go. Now we can kind of see where we might want to, because the proportion to his legs might be a bit weird. He has this long jacket on. Yeah, we don't want to design too much at this point. Just want to get a feel of how big everybody is. Yeah, nice. Alright, so now we're just gonna make the blockouts very blocky. So we're gonna make mesh, cube. I'll put this like this. We're gonna go in wireframe mode. Oops, go to front view. That was weird. Wait, wireframe mode? Okay, so I might actually push this a little bit forward. Okay. Let's go to flat. Matte cap, put some cartoony or something, I don't know. This will do. Okay. So. We want to also make his body. His upper body is going to be something like this. And his downward body, his hips are going to be something like this. And then we want to add cylinders for his body. I'm going to give these like 6. Wait, yeah, that's correct. So I'm going to rotate this. And we're just going to put him in his T-pose for now. We can check how long the arm is by doing this. And actually, a little bit. So then press Alt R and then press rotate Y 90. Did they actually add it? Let me check. Preferences in the add-ons. They deleted the screencast keys from the plugins, and I'm not sure why. Okay, and now I wanna just create these. So I want to be a bit long at the moment because it's equally long as the. That should be fine. The arms are a bit long, so I'm just gonna make them a bit shorter. And then I'm gonna go to layout. I'm just gonna put this on my other screen. And now we can go to modifiers. I'm good, man. Thanks. You're going to animate this? Yeah. So earlier in the stream, we went through the task list to actually block the characters, layout block. Then we were gonna have the boy model, the dog models, the set models and stuff, and animated and all that shebang. And then a light setup, and then we're gonna do animation, and then we have a finished thing. Yay! Yeah, keep posted for that part. So what I'm gonna add here is a modifier mirror and add this to the cube. And I'm gonna select this one, press Ctrl L and select modifiers to link the modifiers. So now they are mirrored, and we have I want to go a little bit more detailed on the boy. I'm gonna apply this modifier. I'm just gonna shrink the head down a little bit. To make it a little bit more like a head. Like this. We don't want to make it smaller now. So, and then maybe, just maybe, I don't want to do too much work already, but it doesn't hurt to add some feet. So we're gonna select the front face here. I'm actually gonna make some there. That it's clear what we're making. I'm just gonna make the arms a little bit tinier here. A little bit thicker here. I'm actually gonna put the shoulders in already. So this is not like modeling. We're not even gonna use this once we start modeling. It's just to get an idea of the character silhouette. There we go. Yeah. So now we have a character. I'm gonna just a little bit bigger. There we go. All unnecessary steps, really, but hey, it makes the previous a little bit nicer. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna apply the mirror, apply the subdivision here, and then I'm gonna select the middle part last. So it's our active. Press Ctrl J, and press Alt G. All right. Then I'm gonna go into edit mode, select everything by pressing A, G, Z, and then I'm gonna just move this close enough to the floor. I'm going to wireframe mode. I'm gonna select all bottom vertices, press S, scaling, set 0. Whoops, be sure our proportional editing is not on. Then I'm going into pressing N for our toolbar over here. Going to global transformation, pressing this on 0. So it's on the floor. And now we have our little thingy. So now the dog. Oh boy, this ought to be fun. So let's again start with the head. Yeah, I'm going to do this part. This is going to be a little bit slower, but bear with me. So I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna go into the front view of the dog. I actually might look up dog anatomy for a second here. Yeah, anatomy, not fog, dog. There we go. Which dog? Yeah, that'll do. I always have reference open, always, even for simpler steps like these. Hello, Coconuts. How you doing? Good afternoon to you too. I'm gonna create a body for him here. It's gonna be a little bit bigger. Have a solid view, get a good idea of what's going on. Gonna put a mirror to this, and I'm actually gonna put this to Y because we're looking from the side. I'm actually gonna copy this for his back thingies. And I'm also gonna duplicate back here. I'm gonna add a torus for the tail, just to make my life a little bit easier. Let's go 16:8. Rotate this our way, align it. Then let's delete everything we don't need. Put proportional editing up here and press Alt S. We did this earlier as well. And I'm down here too. And don't actually need these for these as well. Kind of a tail. Pretty easy. There we go. Thanks, Coconuts. Or you're doing good. Okay, yeah, that's I misread that. Nice to hear that you're doing good. Yeah. Not sure how I'm gonna do the ears. It's gonna be a hard part. So I'm just gonna add the modifier. So I'm just gonna really quickly try to get a perspective view. The ears somewhat correct, so it doesn't look like a cat or anything. And then when I apply the subdivision, I'm just gonna select these two faces and put them over here. So yeah, now it looks like a doggy. Might apply these two and then just merge them. So Ctrl J, delete these two vertices, select these two, and then bridge edge loops. There we go. Nice. So now we're just gonna apply our mirrors here. There we go. And then just join everything to the body. So now I'm gonna rotate by Z by -90 degrees. I'm gonna press Ctrl A to actually apply the rotation. So our rotation here is reset. Go into edit mode. Move him up here. Maybe hide to human with H. Go to wireframe, select all the vertices here. set global Z to 0 and scale Z to 0. Press Alt H to unhide. Alrighty. So now we're just gonna name our stuff correctly. So this we're gonna just call sketch as a reference. And then we have our block dog and our block human. Or boy. Let's keep on calling him boy. These are two characters, boy and dog. Boy and dog. Alright. We're making progress. So now we're going. Whoops! No, don't start Photoshop. Oh, okay. Start Photoshop in the meantime. So now we're going here. I'm gonna hide the storyboard again, and then we're gonna do File, Link. So we're gonna actually start linking stuff. So our characters. So we're going to Objects, the collection. Oh, we don't want to add the entire collection. Why am I going blind? Brush. No. Oh, it's because I haven't saved this yet. Oh, I have saved this. File. Import. No. Link. There we go. Objects. Select these two. Relative path and everything, that's fine. Link. And we can already see that I did a pretty good job. I can't move them. Do I free the movement of linked objects? Free move transform. This is weird. In the meantime, I can close Photoshop again. Let's start it up. That's not a free program. How dare he? So we want to move our little bebe over here. I'm not sure how. So these are links, so I should be able to move and rotate them, right? I don't want to unlink them. Whoops. Wait. How to... do they have to be rigged? No. How to move linked objects. Blender. A lot of Googling. Select the master object. Move and rotate linked. Oh, wait, I think I know what's going on. So file, link, these two. Huh. Instance. No. Well, it's just... Oh. No. Oh, okay. I'll find it. So link. We're gonna... And apparently you can press Ctrl Alt P. This one. No. Control. We want to convert it to a proxy. Convert proxy. Make proxy. Yes. Oh, wait, what's going on? It's just weird. So now we have a proxy that actually moves the original link around. Wow, that is weird. Okay, I'm just gonna append these two for now. If they get updated, I'll just reappend them. So you're gonna go here. You can already see that they're kind of the correct size. So if you see the boy running up, it's like, there we go. A little bit bigger. I don't know. Just keep him this size. So now we have a reference for the scene, actually. Solution converting. Yeah, so that's what I thought as well. But if you create a proxy, it actually creates a new instance of the linked object. And I just want to move the linked object. Maybe I'm overlooking some. Somebody go bother Ton Rosendahl. Go, my viewers! Into battle! No, it's fine. Don't do it. Alright, so we made a block of the characters. So we can also... These are small tasks, so... I mean, also kind of have a mood board already. So I want to kind of do a layout. So, if we want to do the layout kind of correctly, we kind of need to start... maybe give them a base rig. So... not sure how far I want to go with this. Because it's gonna be a lot of animating. Yeah, no, I think I'm first gonna make a rough version of the boy and the dog, and then actually start make with the my words, they're failing me. Make with the rough versions of those models and a 3D animatic, and that'll be a lot nicer to look at, and it will save me the time of making this so very rough. Like the dog would say, we don't like it when it's rough. Sorry. Anyway, so that actually leads us to, yeah, getting the boy done. So let's actually start with the boy. I think once we also get modeling the boy, we can already see where we're going with this. So we need more reference. I'm gonna get our mood board here again, and on the side where I put the boy, we're gonna get a lot more reference. So now we actually want to have reference for two things. But these are some, like, kind of my main character designs. I'm gonna make something between these two, but still unique. So I'm still gonna apply my own style to it, not to steal those character designs because they're amazing, and I don't want to leech off somebody else's design. But yeah, let's just find some general reference of stylized things. So we're gonna go kit character design. So we don't want to go to anime with it. Maybe I should put reference instead of design. So this can maybe help to define the shape a little bit. Ooh, I really like the character on the left here. So these are designs by, let's go to Behance, give the proper credit, by Renan Noosh. Yeah. There's some more designs that are pretty nice. Could actually already use this as a color design. Thank you, my dear sir. How do I transform these again? No. Oh wait, I make this unclickable. Images, selection. Transform. Man, I already have to look up the pure ref shortcuts. Support. Yes, pure ref. It's not on their website. Oh. There we go. Actions. Controls. Flip. Axis. Change. Opacity. Oh god, so many. Wow. Select, rotate, pan, scale. Control Alt. There we go. Control Alt, drag. Nice. This one a little bigger. All right. Okay, so let's look further. There we go. Something weird is going on with PRF. It's not like updating its window correctly. Let's see here. I really like a combination of this and this. If you can translate that to 3D, that will be amazing. So let's see here. 3D kit reference. Let's actually get some reference in here of how to do stuff in 3D, of stuff that I like. Oh boy. Oh, this is a nice reference. This, I knew who made this design, but by Mansour Mohammed. He made this in 3D, but he didn't make the 2D design, I think. But this will be a nice reference on how to do certain elements, like without putting too much detail in them. Like a nice fidelity reference. And here is another one by Alexis Dumortier. Actually gonna put this in here. Whoa! Hello. A bit smaller. So this is also a very nice reference on the nose, the hair. Although I think I would like the hair a little bit more the Julian Caspar way, sharp and blocky, not as smooth. I think it's also a nice reference for like detailing and such. Oh, and he actually so the concept is from Luigi Lucarelli, and the 3D design is by Alexis Dumortier, and he actually made wireframes as well. So I'm just gonna steal like an artist over here. Come on, I always forget which one it was. So we can use this for topology reference. And here's a lot. He shared a lot, as well as expressions. So I'm gonna like it and add it to my collection of reference. He made a turntable, I think. Yes. So this will be a big help. So thank you, Alexis Dumortier. Yeah. So I think there's nothing really stopping us from starting to model the boy. So let's go in here into our, let's go put this on my other screen again. And I'm gonna actually save this as another file called 03 boy model 01. Alrighty. This will be kind of a lengthy process, but now we go into character modeling. So that'll be nice. So yeah, let's just get started. So I'm gonna pull in images. Okay. Let's start defining the basic shape. So I need a dog at the moment. And I'm gonna put this just as a size reference, and I'm gonna start modeling. Ooh, there we go. There's a pretty big head. Let's already go with, whoops, with one subdivision. No. Oh, that was render, okay, and apply it, and add another one. So we can actually play around with this a little bit. I'm gonna extrude this down here. So the head, I'm gonna make pretty round, so I'm just like trying to get the correct shape in here before we start doing all the fancy stuff, the detailing. That looks like a nice base for the head. I'm gonna define how and where his eyes are gonna be. So eyes are obviously gonna be in the skull. So let's go wireframe mode. Rotate by 90 degrees. We might do a little bit of sculpting just to get the shape right. And we kind of want, I'm just gonna move you over here. A little bit smaller. So now we're already gonna check some stuff in 3D. So yeah, one thing I'm gonna do is very simply gonna delete all these vertices. I mean, we could put X mirror on, but although, you know what, let's do that because I think that's an easier way of doing it. So under options, if you selected your mesh in edit mode, you can put an X mirror, and everything you do on one side will be done on the other side as well. All right. Well, let's keep an eye on the chat as well. Yeah, nobody's chatting. Everybody's paying close attention. That's nice. So let's just so let's then go to looking at the eyes. Make that a bit smaller. Yeah, something like this. Maybe a bit more forward. So they're gonna be just around where so boys who doesn't have the straightest of jaws. I think, yeah. Let's look at our design. Anyway, I wanted to give him flappy ears, so I'm gonna add a cube. Make this flat. Give it one subdivision. Make it a lot bigger. And I'm just gonna select the ear and then the eye. Control L modifiers. And then give it the subdivision again. And there's like these big ears. They're about halfway or maybe even more down. Looking at different references of what I like of those references and what I see in those references, that they put like these both designs and like these drawn designs, the ears are very low. I'm just gonna trust this is something that like young kids have. But yeah, it looks nice. Also, big forehead is kind of a feature, so we're just pull this down a little bit. I can already kind of see. And now what I'm now defining is like the overhang of the skull. So I kind of want the eyes to be completely obscured by them. Because if you would put a well, it depends from person to person or from design to design. But if you basically put your finger on your eyebrow to your cheek, then you are just touching your eyes. So if you would like an eye patch that's flat would not touch your eyes. So I'm always using that kind of to define where the eyes should be, kind of, and also not make them too big. Some mistake I made like a lot at the beginning is making my eyes too big, but I mean we can redefine as we go. Right, so now the rest of the body. So we have our basic block that we can start detailing. So I'm actually gonna apply this, and I'm gonna go in here. I think I will pull from here. So yeah, so the first add-on, by the way, that you have to have installed, or I think it's now by default in Blender. If you go to preferences, to add-ons, you have your loop tools. You want to keep those on, and then if you're in edit mode and either in vertex, edge, or face mode, if you press W, you get loop tools, and then you, for instance, you get the circle tool, which will transform things to a perfect circle, and then you can say like, okay, make it 70% a circle, and then just go down. I might have put the neck a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna go in here, try the same thing again, circle, and then go down. Yeah, that looks a lot nicer. And the neck is gonna be fairly skinny to really give it, well, not too skinny. Something like this. Yeah. Maybe I make the head a little bit thicker. Yeah. No, best case scenario, I should draw this first before I model and have a perfect model sheet. If you yourself are doubting like your skills, definitely look up like model sheets made by artists and try to model those like perfectly. Excuse me. I sneezed. Just gonna. Oh, something happens. All right. So now. Let's see here. I kind of want to. Define the body a bit. So we're gonna go in here like this. Can extrude it again. Disable proportional editing and actually define the shoulders a bit. Or I can see I'm making the shoulders a bit too broad. They shouldn't be slouching too much. Something like this. We're gonna sculpt over this soon-ish to actually redefine the details. First I want to get the base mesh going. So now I'm just gonna go way down here. And then I can already see that I need to redefine the chest a bit. So, because this is a kid, I don't have too much experience with modeling kids, but his body's kind of not too big. So the chest comes up to here, I guess. And then we go down here, and we actually proportional editing on. I'm just gonna move things around a bit, just slightly. Here, make it a little bit rounder. We'll add edge loops once we need them. So let's see here. So now we're gonna scale this down here. And connect these. There we go. Well, let's not be too worried about this at the moment. So we're gonna delete stuff and re-add the stuff. So it doesn't actually delete vertices. Always when I want to. Which is a shame. I'm gonna select these vertices on top and actually gonna make. Oh, so now that at this point I kind of can't use the X mirror because I start to make stuff on either side. So I am gonna use the mirror. There we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna relax these a little bit and press Shift R to do this a couple of times. And this will be the thing we will use for the shoulders. So we can actually grab the arms here. Huh. And actually get a good sense of so I want to separate this, press P, separate, then press this, Control J to add them. Oh, of course I did a whoopsie. There we go. So we kind of see that this makes sense. This should go here, so it already kind of feels like these are his arms. So that's the feeling that I like. So I'm gonna make his shoulders a bit more defined. So I'm just playing around now. Just see where this goes. Some happy little changes here and there. Let's see what works. Keep an eye on my reference from time to time. Every 5 changes, look at your reference. There we go. I'm gonna just select this edge and then press F. I already see that this kind of makes sense on the shoulders. Maybe his arms are a little tad too big. No biggie. There's designs for big arms. There we go. Let's rotate this a little bit. Oh, a little bit closer. Now, this kind of makes more sense, I think. So this, So at some point we kind of want to make a loop cut for the shoulder. So and how that's gonna look is we're gonna make a cut from here to here. We're actually also gonna make a cut from here to here, but then make it stop here and here. Whoops, that didn't work. So what we'll do now is just delete this edge. Nope. This. And this is just because it's gonna help animation a little bit more to have like now we can see there's a loop going around the shoulder. And it's gonna help us define the shoulder a little bit more as well. So I'm gonna clean this up. We're not doing a good job of cleaning it up. Let's see here. You know what? Let's just relax it. I'm gonna use a lot of relax because that makes things flashier and a bit more natural. There we go. I'm gonna select here, yeah, and let's also relax this a bit. And like our mesh, we're just gonna relax and make this nice and easy. I'm gonna press Alt S here. I'm gonna make the arms a bit skinnier. And although like I'm a bit visible, makes it look more like a kid. Let's see here. We're gonna keep, can we keep this one? So now we can like add an extra loop cut here. This will make a little bit more sense, yeah, that we move the chest a little bit more inwards. There we go. So now how to connect all this? I'm gonna add an extra edge loop here, just to match. So maybe there's an edge loop too much here. So I'm gonna delete one here and add one here, so it matches the amount of stuff, the amount of edge loops. So here we can go nice and around. Cool. Okay, then maybe you wanna. Nah, this is gonna be a little bit too hasty. Gonna put the arm here. And let's just rotate these vertices over here. That's starting to look nice. Okay. Then this kind of makes sense. And this. Oof. Now we got something going on here. Now we have a ring. It should actually be connected. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna delete these vertices. I'm just gonna connect these. And we're just gonna go poof and poof. Now, does this make sense? Doesn't seem like it does. What's happening here? There's a loop cut going around. Oh. No, we can't have that. So we're gonna. Oh, yeah. I know what I want to do. I want to merge these. So the thing you also you always want to keep in mind is that your loop cuts need to, well, but it's gonna be beneficial for you if they make sense and they don't run around your mesh, especially in the beginning. Once you start detailing, you can kind of deviate from that rule a little bit. But yeah, you always want to kind of have some nice topology. I'm gonna relax these a little bit more. Looks nicer. Another thing you can do is go into sculpt mode, press shift, and then just tap a few times. It will smooth itself out. I want to be a little bit careful though. You can also select one vertex and press Alt S, and then you can kind of inflate it if you kind of feel like it needs a little bit more punch. Like the shoulders here. There we go. That's nice. I haven't checked in a while if I'm still live. I'm still live, yay! There's people still watching. Hoorah! Don't be afraid to ask any questions in the stream. Like if you have questions about 3D animation, 3D industry, production-wise, even money-wise, if you need any tips or tricks, freelancing, working in a company, applying stuff, leave them either as a chat message now if you're watching live. If you're watching this afterwards, you can always ask it in the comments or tweet at me at Gent in Ghent, which should be somewhere on Twitter. All right, so now we kind of see that. Oh no, we're pretty on target. Nice. So now if you put this over our character design we drew, it kind of fits. The head is a little bit thicker, but I think we can decide on some of those elements once we get a little bit more definition going on. So I want to kind of already put in the legs. I'm not going to use these legs. I'm going to try to extrude it from what we have here. I think we already have some nice possibilities of starting the legs. Well, these are only 4 vertices, and that's not going to be enough to define the legs. So what are we going to do? I'm going to add, let me first add an edge loop here. That gives that's the perfect excuse to add. I'm going to do this carefully because last time this didn't work. Go down here, poof. And then of course cut from here to here, and then cut from here to here. I hope the cut tool still works properly. Yes. So this is now one edge loop. So in here we can actually move this a little bit, scale it a bit, so it becomes a little bit more of a butt. But not too much. We don't need any defined butts over here. So I'm just gonna press Shift and Sculpt Mode a couple of times again and make this nice and smooth. Maybe even a bit more. Go into Edit Mode, and then kind of want to keep the curve going on here. There we go. Now here, kind of want to relax this a little bit more. Now we can expand this a bit. Like this. Then we can just poof. Poof, and we have our little legs. So I'm already gonna punch these on the ground. So now we're gonna have a design that has like broad legs like Mega Man, where they go down. I think I'm gonna go pretty safe and keep it a little bit consistent with the rest. I'm gonna make these a little bit broader, go into wireframe mode. So the knees should be around here. Which means, yeah, and I'm always thinking too much of women in this step. Should be some. So you want to think of like the first curve going on the outside, and then there's kind of an S curve through the legs. And I see that my knees are a bit too. And it kind of works. So I see that the legs are a bit short at the moment. But the thing I'm doing, I'm just gonna select the entire legs, gonna make them a bit bigger, and then just gonna push our boy a little bit up. There we go, and go into side view, and we see he's kind of disbalanced because his head is just gonna drop to the floor. In your rest pose, you kind of want to make it look like he can actually stand on this. It's gonna be a little bit of. So the blue line we want constantly to be the middle point of like the loops, basically. Not everywhere, not always, but kind of to justify the weight going down through that line. So this is going to be a bit backwards because the feet are still going to be here, and then we'll have the feeling that the weight goes through the center of the body. So that's nice. Let's go in here. Comes a little bit smoother. Give him a bit of a belly. If you want, he also has a kind of this hero body where his shoulders are super broad. But I think we'll give him a little bit of more of a boy body where this is not that ill-defined. Then maybe I put his legs up a little bit too high. These are always like subtle changes. And I opened up his belly here, so I'm gonna put on clipping and I'm actually gonna stitch him back together so his innards don't fall out. Let's see here, solid. And let's go into shade smooth for a second. That looks pretty nice. I think this is a little bit too defined. This can go a little bit into the back. So in here we can have a little bit of definition. And then what we just want to do is correct the feet position here. Select these two faces. Let's get them out. Let's put the toes on the floor. So gonna do the same thing. Just to 0 S C 0. There we go. I'm gonna add an extra edge loop here. So we can define the shape of the feet. So also Google this, like just practicing feet is an achievement on its own, because well, at least I think they can grow very complex, very. The only thing I will note here is I'm not trying to make bare feet. I'm trying to emulate his shoes, because we're not gonna do the clothes separately. So I'm already assuming he wears some kind of boots. So I'm not gonna go and model each toe separately, because we don't need it. If you see that you don't need something in your script, don't spend your time on it. Except if you maybe work on a series and you think, oh, maybe we will need it in the future. But things that are missing can always be added. You don't have to hassle too much about it. I'm gonna make everything a little bit more cubey, well, squarey. So the meshes are a little bit more, the faces are a little bit more square. I'll drag this down here. A little bit of even face distribution. Might do the same thing here. Actually might push this into a circle. So our arm is now circly. Might do the same here. Just press Shift R to do the same, and Shift R. Gonna delete the faces here. So now we're gonna kind of make the hand. First we're gonna kind of make the glove of the hand. After which we can define the fingers and such. I mean, the hand is gonna be a whole nother operation by its own. See that the arm is a little bit over defined here. What helps is giving it a slight slant here. So it's not a perfect T-pose, but kind of gives a better reference of where everything is. We have our wrist. And then we have our hand. It looks good in shape. I don't know why I have. Sure, why not? All right. Always, if you pull new loops or doing new stuff, always check in 3D. If people like, there's people who go into front view and keep modeling in front view for like a very long time, and then they move into see that the hand kind of added a lot of. Let's give them small hands. That they yeah, they keep modeling in front view or orthographic view, and it's like, oh yeah, this looks good, and then they go into perspective view, and then it's like, oh, this looks bad. Here's a bit bigger, a bit thicker. And it's like, yeah, you should constantly check things in perspective view, because you're making something in 3D that is supposed to be viewed in perspective, like 99% of the time. Except if you're making orthographic art, of course. Let's see here. So maybe, let's see. What is next? What is next? We should kind of define his jacket, right? Yes. Because that's going to be part of the model, I think. Because that's going to be a technical challenge. I'm going to add the jacket to the rig, to the model. And then just going to make a version without the jacket. He takes it off screen. So I did that deliberately to save the amount of time. Maybe a small time for a story to explain why I did that. So a teacher once told me a story of he gave two students an assignment, a 3D VFX assignment, and he gave them the same assignment, and he said, can you animate me a car crashing? And then after like 2 weeks, the deadline approaches, and the first student comes with a he made a complete destruction simulation. He modeled a lot of parts of the car, and he made a simulation where he crashes into a wall, the parts fly away, and it looks kind of wonky because he's still a student. It doesn't look as good as like Hollywood stuff. Of course, he made it on his own in 2 weeks, and it for all the work and detail he put into it, it still looks kind of wonky. And the second student comes and he shows his video, and there's a car racing by the camera, and then you just hear a crashing noise off screen, and then you just see a wheel bouncing from left to right, implying the car has crashed off screen. So he didn't animate the actual crash, he didn't animate like the particles or explosion or fire or all the dust like the other student did. But his result was way more satisfying from an artistic point of view. So the teacher actually gave him a very good grades for that. The other one also got very good grades because, I mean, his work was exceptionally detailed. But as far as like creativity goes, you kind of have to find creative solutions. I think that's the key of creativity, is to find solutions that ease your work, or that at least give you the best results for the amount of time you have. We all want to make stuff that's like Pixar level and awesome, but yeah, it's not always possible. So one thing, I kind of want to block out the clothes, because I know he has shorts, because I kind of want to see his knees. So I'm just gonna there's come one of those decisions if I should make this separately or in the mesh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it in the mesh, because there's no sense of doing it separately. So I'm just gonna extrude this, and then just right click to extrude to the same location. Put off proportional editing and press Alt S. So there we go. I actually might make this a little bit lighter, because I'm looking at the top now. And at the bottom, I can just select it and make it a lot wider. Make it hang in here. There we go. Okay, just sculpt modes. Actually, no, that won't do. We just relax. Relax. This is a relaxing stream. We have relaxed vertices. We have relaxing music. And we have relaxing people. Nice. Can already. Yeah, no. I wanted to say we can only check how it looks subdivided, but like at this point, it doesn't really make much sense to check that, because then you just want to add edge loops that don't need to be added yet. I'm going to disable clipping here. Oh, come on. I'll disable clipping and disable X mirror. Let's actually keep the loop cuts in here. There we go. And then actually maybe go in here, enable clipping again, and then make his pants actually make a little bit more sense of where they stop. All right, I want to make a shirt, so he has shorts and a shirt, and over that we will then that's also why I don't bother with like detailing the body already, because it doesn't make sense. Like if I give him like a belly button and then it's just covered the entire time, it's like, yeah, okay, I spent time making a belly button. If you're making it for practice, do go ahead. If it's not for production stuff or for clients or something, do go all out with stuff like that, because it kind of makes sense from a standpoint of learning and knowing where what is. But we just want to make stuff that is good for our production, right? Oh, not have? We have a simple t-shirt here. Not sure if this is gonna work the same way, but let's try. Extrude, right click, and then press Alt S. Then we have our t-shirt. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. I think this is gonna work. So to try to avoid to make like too much hanging, because I also always want to do this, but that's a nightmare for rigging and animating. So I'm just gonna make a simple t-shirt. Not gonna bother too much with the edges at the moment. So what we are gonna do here is select these vertices over here and make this a little bit more of a shirt. Like this. Yeah, looks nice. Same for the shoulder ones, without dragging the neck too much down. There we go. All right, looking nice. So let's go back to the hand for a second, because I want to add his thumb. So this block is kind of done. I'm just gonna select these two faces and extrude. Gonna rotate this a little bit. Oof, don't want to create. There we go. Maybe relax again. I'm gonna. This looks kind of funky. So we tell these edges to loop tool relax and increase the size again. I'm gonna maybe make the thumb a little smoother. And it looks like thumb can be a little bit thicker. Yeah. Like, yeah. Alright. It's safe, incremental, so I'm gonna press Ctrl Shift S, press on the plus button. And so it still will be under 03 boy model, but it will be the second version. So, good day, string fairy. What wishes do thee bring? Yeah, welcome to the stream. We're in the middle of starting to model the boy. It's starting to look. Yeah, I'm afraid of to start on his face. Yeah. So one thing we can look into now is actually adding another layer of subdivision and going on from there. Let's add this before the mirror. Okay, some things are not correct here. No, seems like they are. Let's see if... this looks weird. Shade smooth. Oh no, wait. First mirror, then subdivide. And merge. There it is. Forgot to put on merge. Or did I forget? Or did Blender Institute forget to do that? Oh wait, maybe one thing we might want to add before subdividing it is add a hair. Kind of want some hair on our scruffy little guy here. So I'm gonna check out my reference again. My reference that disappeared. Where are you? There we go. So I want to add another tool, which I think is also defaulted in yeah. So so the streams are all gonna be one movie. So I'm still working on it. Yes. So I'm now making the boy, and then we're kind of making the rough of the dog. The first modeling pass, as they say. And this is gonna take some sessions, but once you finish them, start rigging them and texturing them, they're gonna look nice. see here. Gonna make this a bit more overhang. Okay, yeah, so his hair. Let's see here. How are we gonna do his hair? There's a couple of options. There's the bevel tool, which will allow us to add strands of hair that look very nice. But they kind of look... Although... Let's try that. I'm gonna... we do want to make his hair a little bit scruffy to kind of give him the give the idea of... Like, we're gonna texture his clothes dirty and his knees a little bit scathed. Maybe it's like these old boots on, just to sell the idea of that he's kind of a lost boy. So scruffy hair, eh? So another add-on, as I was saying, is the bevel curve tools. I don't know if this is defaulted in 2.8 or you have to add it. But one thing I have a little bit of a pet peeve for this plugin, because once you now get like a curve tab here, but once you add one and you start moving, my blender just starts lagging down. In edit mode, this is not a problem, and once I disable, disable the plugin again, it's no problem anymore. So that's very weird. But hey, props to Julian Kaspar, that is, to actually show me how to do hair in Blender. Showing me this trick, it was a huge help to my characters and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking, like, how should his hair go? Actually, have like forward stuff, today in terminology with kind of just checking where his eyes are. So we can press added bevel, and maybe the first thing I want to do is make this a little bit rounder. Oh, whoops. Put off the magnets, put this on the same. This is the bevel with which this is going to be defined. I just want to make it a little bit rounder, so it's not that that sharp at the beginning. And we're going to make it sharper again at some point. So. And then with Alt-S you can just select the thickness, and then you can just duplicate these and actually start making some hair. So I'm gonna check the hair actually starts a little bit sooner than this. So kind of want to get it out of the head. And like this. So maybe we could start. Then we just start to yeah, defining the bigger hair strands. And let's see what we can do with this, right? Because we don't want it too complicated, because I'm already starting to make a lot of spikes here. So our trick is maybe just scaling it up and then just manually making it a little bit shorter, just to keep a check on not making, and it's starting to look like something. So here, his hair, we're gonna make the separation on the left here a little bit, so like this and like this, and then we're just gonna go there's gonna be some apologizing later, because this is yeah, this is gonna be very messy very soon. And then we have our hair that goes like down like this. And maybe like a little bit wilder. It sticks out a bit. Yeah, that could work. We're just gonna duplicate it again. Oops. Yeah, once it starts to become too messy, I'll just make a new one. So we're kind of gonna make something like this. It's kind of nice. So I can already pick these ones. Yeah, that's the other side of the hair, also with this one, and separate them. So now we have like the right side and the left side separate. So once you go into edit mode again, it doesn't lag that much. I'm gonna put them closer to each other. And this one goes up. Kind of trying to follow the line of hair here. There we go. Because we also want to create enough hair that it covers the actual head, right? So we don't have any weird spaces in between. Okay, sorry for that short break. I need to message somebody. I want to be careful not to create like anime hair. Actually keep a little bit of these curves in because they look nice. All right, now I kind of want to like this. One thing I find dangerous while working on it is when you're approaching the end of something, you become reckless and careless. And I'm like, oh, come on, I'm almost finished, just a little bit more. I'll make his hair a little bit longer on the back end here. Who knows, maybe change the entire hair. That might be a thing that happens. I'm just gonna separate it so we have another object for the back hair here. Just to avoid things becoming too messy. I'm looking into ways to actually also stream on Twitch. Because now that Ninja is not on Twitch anymore, I was thinking maybe I could take his place as a Blender artist. This kind of looks nice. And I don't want to add too many elements, because less is more. So now I kind of want to add like the bigger parts of the hair. Which, without, I'm gonna make this a separate thing. I'm gonna see how far I can push it actually. So cover as much hair of him with one strand as we can. It's not that bad if it doesn't cover everything, as long as it feels like it's covering everything, right? then once we retopologize the hair, we can do a lot of other stuff. I'm just layering the hair, so I'm gonna put in some other layers. I'm trying to avoid losing his roundness. Yeah, it's kind of me not abiding to the rules of character design, of not having a clear design and already starting on the hair. Because now the question is, will this fit his character? Actually, if I look at this design, I like this hair most. So, rule number 212 of 3D character design. Don't be afraid to kill your darlings. So I'm actually gonna delete this hair. Yeah. And one thing we might actually do is define the face a little bit more before we start on the hair. So I'm going to disable the bevel tools for now, so it doesn't lag up my my file. All right. So yeah, let's just define them a little bit more. So what we're gonna do is actually apply the mirror and add a multi-resolution. So if I subdivide, I can actually sculpt on a subdivision without using the higher levels. Then I can start, then I could still like define elements without, but I can start sculpting his face without actually, although let's first give a little bit more detail in the face and modeling that we have our correct loop cuts. So I'm gonna look up topology of the face, so face topology, although we already have a little bit of reference in our mood board here, and just define some loop cuts to help us define the face. There's a couple of ways of doing this actually. Yeah, I know I'm going back and forward, but that's the creative process for you. So we're gonna do the long but safe route, where I will select the head. This ought to be fun. Go into wireframe mode. Oops. Duplicate this. Separate that by pressing on P, going into object mode. Actually, let's Control C that. Are we still? Yeah. Okay. So we have our duplicate object now. So separate that, and then we want to do this twice actually. Whoops. So there we go. So now we don't want to duplicate and just separate it. So I think the easier was to just separate it once. So this is going to be our head block, which is still going to be used for later when we retopologize it. I don't know what it is. Oh, this is the bevel from the Bezier curve. Oh yeah. We're just going to delete the entire collection. Doesn't matter anymore. Going into solid. And this is going to be our head sculpt. So we're actually going to do some sculpting in here, because I want to get an idea of how this kid is going to look. I'm going to put my reference up. And what we're going to do is actually go into sculpt mode. I'm actually going sculpting. Press period to focus. And we're going to enable dynamic topology. I'm gonna set detail size for the start to 30. That should be, yeah. So yeah, because I want to do his hair after I get an idea of what his body looks like. So we're gonna look for his eyes here, and actually realize that I kind of want his eyes a little bit lower and bigger, not bigger. Although Maybe I do want them bigger. That's a little bit higher. Okay. So let's go into sculpt mode. And actually, Dyn Topo. This is under 15 already. So a little bit rough for my taste. Pick my tablet again. There we go. So yeah. So we want to first find our eyes that are in the skull. Define our nose a little bit. Let's smooth it out a little bit. Give some eyebrows. Of course, it's a kid, so everything's gonna be a little bit smoother. We're gonna smooth it out here and there. And this already looks more of a kid, so I'm gonna put this down to 7-ish. So on relative detail, the lower you put it, the more detail you get. And I'm just gonna use different brushes to get the shape that I want a little bit more. So maybe use a flatten to actually not define his eyebrows that much. And yeah, so I kind of have jolly round eyebrows. Man, I'm going off one 2D design. So another lesson I want to give is that don't go into more detail until you're happy with the shape, right? I'm adding just enough detail to actually see what's going on, to not be too much dragged away of my with my imagination, if that makes sense. Just some chill sculpting. I don't really like sculpting, so I'm under biased in doing this. But now I see that I made his eyes too big. So every time I do this, where I'm like, yeah, but what bigger eyes? Bigger eyes doesn't really mean huge eyes. So I'm gonna go like this, I think. Yeah. Go back to sculpt mode and redefine some of his features. Make the nose a bit smaller. What you want to do with the eyes is actually sculpt our way around the eyes, and then you start seeing where the eyelids should be. I'm gonna define the eyelids, because people do, well, I also used to do funky stuff with the eyelids. Basically, you have your muscles around your eyelids, so just going with the brush around your eyelids should kind of define these muscles. And even if you're doing cartoony characters, these muscles are there, right? So you always kind of want your anatomy in your back pocket. Kind of making the eyes a little bit too girly. Not that there's something wrong with that. I mean, we're making a boy. It kind of has to look. Boys and girls all look the same when they're young. I think that's something like a lot of people have forgotten, that boys and girls, if you dress them up the same, you don't see the difference. Oh, I forgot to put on Dyn Topo here. Put the detail a little bit up. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of fat here. Define where his nose starts and ends, like this. Let's inflate it a little bit. Oh, this looks good. Let's deflate here a bit. It starts to look like a nose. There's also something not being able to do stuff, right? Just if you're sculpting yourself and you're making character, and it's like like the nose looks like this, and it's like, oh man, I hate noses and I can't do this. Just keep working on the same nose until it does look good, right? Nothing looks good from the first get-go. So you kind of want two things always open, always looking at like every 10 seconds. You should look at either your reference or some anatomy. Instead of the danger I always face is going into automatic pilot, where I will just start sculpting without knowing what to sculpt, without actually knowing what I'm doing. I'm just hoping that by putting random brush strokes, like you see the super pro sculptors doing, that at some point it will look right, as long as you keep your brush strokes chaotic. But there's not a single good artist out there that just brushes, that just does random brush strokes, in my opinion. And like, even if it looks chaotic, and like you have these speed painters who go over their screen, like it just do bah, and then suddenly there's a whole forest there, like Bob Ross. But it took him so much time. It took him so much skill to developing, like drawing so much trees, before you get this automatic system, like your body memory, your muscle memory, to actually do this on the fly. And like as well for 3D sculpting and 3D modeling and everything, really, in life. You want to think about every move you make. You want to think about, why am I doing this? Well, why am I adding this brush stroke? Well, yeah, of course, if you're experimenting, then just go ahead. But then if it doesn't work, press Ctrl Z and know what you're doing. I'm gonna try and define this mouth here. Oof, that's heavy. Just put it more forward. The mouth's a little bit. It's also the hard thing about faces. It's like, faces are not like square or perfect rounds. The mouth goes in a certain way. I'm gonna be careful of defining lips here, because he's a pretty young kid, but at the moment he looks like he's biting his lip. Man, this is a beautiful song, but I think I'm gonna skip it for a second, because having lyrics in the background is kind of distracting, I think. It's by the same band. Let's just go. Yes, okay. Let's go here. By the way, music is brought by chillhub.com, not sponsored. Yeah. So this is starting to look really nice. Still looks kind of neutral, but kind of looks where we want the character to go, I think. Another thing that maybe helps is to shade Smoothie eyes, so we don't get too distracted by his stare. Always remove all distractions, right? If you press, oof, no, don't render. What am I doing? Go to the viewport. I'm just gonna save. I'm not accidentally close this, but have I forgotten how to do this? No. So for some reason Blender decided to actually I have an old render of mine. So this is an old character I did for the Art Station Challenge. Just bragging a bit. I don't know why Blender's. I think he just. I pressed a button that shows. I mean, this is not the latest render by far. Although this might be the latest Cycles render I did. The last one. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of cycle renders since Eevee came out. Because one, my computer is dying slowly and rendering becomes a real hassle. especially if you have to test render and stuff. I mean, the fact that the same shader language is used by Cycles and Eevee is a big help, because you can preview things in Eevee to then use in Cycles. I forgot to put my indenture on here, which is a really nice feature. So yeah, because I think like Eevee started out as oh yeah, we want to have a look depth preview on for Cycles. So suddenly I see that his head is way big. Yeah, zooming out from time to time might help. I'm just gonna parent the eyes to the head. So if I scale this, it actually scales with him. Something creepy about him. Let's see if I can simplify him a little bit without... I think his jaw might be a little bit too strong. So his jaw should go like up to his ear. I'm just gonna use the flatten one just to simplify the shape a little bit. I think it looks hella creepy at the moment. Only because he's flashy red, but character should also already look nice in clay. I'm gonna use the pinch one just to... My tiny topo is off at the moment. I'm just trying to find some features here. Makes me look too much like a skull. I'm gonna flatten this. I think he still looks like he's biting his upper lip, so just gonna add. Actually, want to add the fat of the lips here. There we go. Gives him a little bit more life. Let's put the turbo back on again. Just put some holes in that nose. That reveals a lot of problems with the nose here. So I'm gonna drag around a lot of stuff. Nose is also not easy. If you want to learn to make faces, then first start every element separately. And keep looking at reference, never stop looking at reference. So my reference might not be sufficient for the nose. So I might just look up noses again. At some point, yeah, you'll get better, and you'll notice that you'll get better at noses. Like, you know what to do in certain situations. If you see that the nose looks one way or the other, you'll recognize more what's wrong with certain elements. For instance, here I kind of need to define the nose bridge a little bit more. Here there's some fat and muscles going. I kind of want to smooth things out a little bit more. I'm gonna flatten out the eyebrow area here, just to have a nice transition. Here a little bit. Oof. I'll put that topo off for a second. Like this. And then we kind of want to go back here and smooth out his cheekbones. And it's a small boy, so he doesn't have any, like for kids and girls, you kind of want to use the flattened brush a lot to avoid, like, especially for stylized characters, to avoid actually might make his jaw a little bit thinner. I see what the problem is here. A little bit too deep. His face. And it starts to look like something. Maybe the nose could be a little bit more up. Smooth it out. And then maybe, let's see here, our other reference. Or maybe I do want to define more of a lip. And kids have lips, right? And it already gives him a little bit more character. Drag this. I just don't want to define like female lips, because it's gonna look weird. Just like add more and more fat on it. So the upper lip you kind of want to have hanging over the underlip. Yeah, this actually is improving him as a character a lot. So I was looking at my reference and I saw, this character does have like thick lips. So let's see here. Let's get this enough detail to work with. Just go into here. And there we go. Not so much. So I think I made like, give him a little bit, his face can be a little bit flatter. I think his nose is sticking out way too much. Yeah. Give him an angry face. Like some quick expressions. That is smiling. I'll put off. It can kind of help to see if it's working. Just make sure you have enough undos set in your settings. Let's go back to object mode. Let's put shade smooth. Let's make his ears a little bit smoother. Maybe one thing we can do to make him a little bit less creepy. Grab the middle vertex of your eye, press O for proportional editing, and put it on sphere. And if you and of course put an extra edge in to sharpen it. That should maybe already help a little bit with defining the eye. I must maybe make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, still looks a little bit creepy. I think putting his eyes a little bit deeper would help. Or maybe not. I think they're deep enough, but maybe we should fatten up the eyelashes, the things. The things. Best teacher in the world. It looks a little bit more natural. Kind of want to keep the slants between the eyebrows and. Oh, did I do all that without having my X mirror on? Nice. Okay, let's try it again. Let's go to sculpt mode. Let's put our X mirror on. And let's do it again. So let's just fatten around the eye. Let's also put a little bit more muscle here. till he starts looking a little less tired of everything. Tired of his parents telling what to do. So yeah, you can already see this starts to look way nicer. The eyelids cover a lot of the eye. I see a lot of beginner artists, myself included, trying to reveal a lot of the eye. Whilst there's like some natural eyes you can come over. Like it's just a small part of the eye that's revealed. I'm gonna change the fall off actually of my grab brush just to be able to do a bit more linear stuff. Oh. Which results in this. I should define my own. So I know what I want to do. Actually, most of these are useless, except this one and this one. For the grab brush, that is. Except if you want to do really specific stuff. Oh yeah, now he starts looking like a boy. Boy. Let's also not define. If he starts looking like a weird boy who shaves off his eyebrows, then you're doing good. But let's just add some eyebrows. I'm gonna add a cube, subdivision 1. And add mode. I'm gonna try and add some eyebrows. I'm just gonna put them at the start and the end of where I want them. And add some loop cuts for the oof. That's very fabulous, but it's way too long. So they should come. I know a rule for this one is they should come, I think, like where the eye ends as well. And also where the eye begins. And you can kind of deviate a bit from that rule, but let's make them a lot thicker to make them very expressive. And then of course, let's add the same modifiers. Let's have them not stick out as much. This is gonna help humanize our 3D monster here. No, I'm kidding. Let's try to add like a very expressionless eyebrows. So we don't want him to feel anything when he's looking, kind of like a robot. And now he's kind of looking sad. I think this also has to do with his droopy eyebrows. So I'm gonna go and whoa, I'm gonna put my fall off back to normal. I'm gonna go in here. Now he starts looking like a real boy. Yeah, real boy, Fredrickson. Maybe pull up the whoops. We kind of want to keep everything that's behind here, like. Alright. I start to look like a girl again. What's that all about? Just gonna try and give him a little bit more cheekbone up here. So yeah, the eyelids are also very thick, right? Especially if you make stylized characters. Don't try to make them like super thin. So there we go. Still looks kind of weird, but I think now it's the eyebrows actually. So let's rotate them a bit. We kind of want to find the neutral eyebrows here. I'm just kind of worried. It up. Yeah, that's good. Oops. Okay, total. One thing I do want to go is, whoops, in the viewport settings, put the rich and cavity down to 0.4 or something, because I think they add a lot of unneeded dirt. I think they're nice they added this. It adds a little bit more of definition to your sculpt. But then again, once you start really defining stuff, they might be more distracting than they are helping. I'm wondering if that should be bigger or smaller. Doing the super correct thing here, but it's fine. Trying to find the shape for the eyes. Maybe it's like just the eyes that are not high enough or not low enough. Make them bigger. Play around with them. Let's see, because small changes can have a big effect. So if you like now, he looks kind of Asian. Make the eyes smaller. Yeah, that kind of works. So now I see that like his bone structure is exposed too much, which makes him. You want to make him look kind of sad, but not like metered out and on the edge of like. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give him like a thinner chin, maybe. So yeah, now you see what I mean with these cheekbones. We're gonna just use our clay brush and just add a bunch. Know where to add this. Just add it randomly. I'm gonna add some to the chin. Oh, that might have. Then yeah, it does have a big head, but I think his head might be a little bit too. I'll look at some other reference on another screen. Yeah, I think we can fix this actually by increasing his head size without increasing the size of his face. I think his face is too big for its head, just a tiny bit. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, that's not. Do want to keep the eyes somewhere in the middle, make this an alien head. So now if we go into object modes, move the ears back here, and then it's also parent the eyebrows and the ears to the head, and make the head again a little bit smaller. Yeah, this starts to look really nice. Okay, nice. Yes. Right. Hello, Matthias Preem. Thank you. Yeah, so I think like because the stream is gonna end in 10 minutes, I think we're just gonna focus a little bit more on the boy now. No fussing about starting at the dog now. Maybe we can, for the last 10 minutes, try out the hair maybe. One thing I cannot do, but I wish I would practice this more, but it's actually sculpt the hair. So if you just start like this and you sculpt down topo. Like this. So you can define the hair area. I kind of see. Like this. Covers his head nicely. Wow, actually it's kind of working. Just don't wanna. I can give him an afro. It's gonna be too hard with a hoodie, isn't it? I don't know. Might be nice. He actually kind of fits him or her. At this point, I don't know what gender it's gonna have. Doesn't have to have a gender, I guess. But let's not open that discussion, shall we? Yeah. So less hair like sticking out here. Yeah, it kind of fits. Now we can like, once you see the body, you can start to see other stuff, right? Don't like the X-Mirror on here. So keep adapting one piece to the other. So yeah, keep adapting one piece to the other, seeing how it works. Yeah, the stars look nice. So let's try some other stuff with the hair, right? Let's put off the mirror for a second and actually move it to one side. Let's put it down top or back on. A bit of a. This was the thing I was trying to do, but. Just to find a little bit more. The hair I saw in the other reference had like these really long bangs. Then like hair was more falling down. That looks messier, I guess. Like, kind of covering his face there. Yeah, it really quickly starts to look like not hair because it's so blobby. I think for roughing it out it works kind of, but oh yeah, this kind of starts to look more like hair again. I'm being too harsh on myself. Let's see here. Just trying out some different techniques. And the hair should like be a bit thicker. Or, you know, the head should be bigger. Can fake that with the hair. There we go. Alright, this might be the start of our boy. It kind of deviates from our original design, but I think it kind of works. It's already maybe defined. Some boots. There we go. Some rain boots. I like that. Big rain boots. Nice. There we go. Alrighty. Well, yeah, I'm already pretty happy with this. We might, now that we have some hair, actually do some change in the face again. Oops, X matter. Very subtle changes. So I'm pretty happy with this. If it starts to become fun to give him expressions, you know you're going the right direction. Like a little. So, cheeky smile. Yeah. Maybe we can also push things a little bit more in a cartoony way. There, now he starts to look like something. I might already be going too much in detail. We're not trying to detail sculpt him. Because now we kind of want to define the shape so we can retopologize him. And once we retopologize him, then we can start adding details as much as we see fit for the animation. But I think it looks pretty fine as this. Like once we retopologize him, we can also do changes like if you want to scale his face up or down, or in that maybe you want a longer face. That might be the case. Or we might put a lattice on it to change some stuff. But that's for the next episode. Yeah, I'm very happy actually with the progress we made. We already went to sculpting of the boy. I'm kind of going out of the way of actually starting on the blocking of the scene with the cameras, but I think our storyboard at the moment is like once we retopologize this and have some hair, we put on his jacket and stuff, and we do the same with the dog, then we can make simplified versions of those with a base texture on it to already have some color. And then we're gonna rig them, very simple. And we actually gonna roughly make the storyboard that we have now. So if you go to our 2D full canvas and we actually enable our storyboard again. Oof, why is our storyboard so small? Let's go. Oh. I cannot reset the... Huh, let's just do this. Yeah. Okay. Then we can actually turn this into a 3D version. Where we very roughly translate this drawn animatic into 3D. So we can then see more what we need to define more, where the challenges lie. And we get an idea of how the animation looks. And then we can start defining the shot length. And that will be parallel with detailing the characters, giving them a texture, cloning, and all that stuff. But yeah, this was a very successful second stream. I hope you liked it. And see you next time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like if you want to see more. There's gonna be more streams like this. I'm gonna try to do them as much as possible. They might sometimes be in the evening, sometimes be noon. It's too early to give this a schedule really, but yeah, I'm really liking doing it, and I like you guys joining me. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe again. Put on the bell so you get a notification when I'm live. These videos will also be available offline, and I will make highlights and time lapses of what we're doing here. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.